Hi there, Mark here again. Got Rob on the camera.
Hiya.
Welcome to part 2 of my TT02 Type-S build. You see we've got this far already. We've got the lower arms mounted, we've got all the motor and all the gears in place, and the differentials. So we're going to start this part on step 14, which is attaching this rather nice 3mm fibre reinforced damper stay, as they call them, or shock towers, whatever you like. So we've got the parts ready here for this step. And just swivel this round. So this is the front, and what we need to do first is to get these ball joints mounted in the right holes. So I think we'll start with BB1s, the 12mm. It says put it in the centre. Again, I might be adjusting this later depending on how the setup looks. And I'm going to put a tiny bit of thread lock on here as recommended by Rob, because we've had these ball connectors come undone, haven't we? So
we have.
Just, is that too much, Rob? Should I wipe a little bit off?
I can't really see them.
Oh, you're looking through the
yeah.
the camera monitor, aren't you?
Yeah, that was a bit too much for such a size. Because apparently it is this really strong stuff.
Oh no.
The red stuff is.
So I might not be able to adjust the suspension in the future.
Well,
it won't come off.
As I said in one of my replies, I've not had a problem in undoing stuff when using this red stuff.
Right. Well, that's good to know. And I think obviously I've just gone ahead with this, but this obviously doesn't matter which way round you put the damper stay, because it's just a flat construction, isn't it?
It is.
So it shouldn't really matter which way around we go with that. We need the shorter 8mm screws, engineering screws, and these says go to the outside of these two, and these are for the top suspension arms, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I'll try not to get any of this on the FRP. And we nip those up there. This is the two 10mm long screws to attach it to the top of the diff case. So we're just going to fit this on here, and the last thing to do on this step is to fit the output shafts. I call them output shafts. Again, we've had this before. They call them gearbox joints. Just going to put a bit of grease on there as it shows, and just slip them in and hope they don't fall out. And then step 15. Okay, so on to step 15. This looks like one of the more complicated steps, doesn't it, Rob?
It does.
So yeah, I paid good attention to this list down the side of the parts that you need, and to the diagram, because we've got some different parts here. We talked earlier about Tamiya using different coatings or colourings for metal parts. Here we've got a BB5 ball joint and a BB6, very similar, but they are different colours, and as you can see from the diagram, they are the bright ones there, the BB6s, which I've already fitted in there with the aluminium spacer. Okay, and that's on the outside of the two holes. So again, if you just line it up with the diagram, you can't go too wrong. That looks about right to me for the left and right sides. These parts C1 are both the same, aren't they, Rob?
They are.
So
they're both numbered 1.
They're numbered the same, so yeah, shouldn't go too wrong with that. That was the easy bit. Again, be careful not to tighten these too much into the plastic. It's easy to spin and ruin your thread. The next thing to note is that you have to make a 2.5mm or 2.5mm hole in the bottom of the C
F1 and F2.
Yeah, F1 and F2. There's me calling it C hubs or C cups. Now these are numbered differently, aren't they, Rob?
They are.
So, but they look the same. I don't know, but they are numbered differently. So we'll go. This is C1, and we need to get a 2.5mm drill. It is already started, but as you can see, it doesn't go all the way through. So you need to just drill into there. Okay, and that I think is for the grub screw that's going to locate the pin that goes through there. Anyway, so that's one, that's two. You need your two wheel axles. You've got the O-rings which we need to put in there. Just put that in ready. Just push it in with the dog bone. Again, sometimes this is easier said than done. I did put a little bit of grease in there, didn't I, Rob, to choose? Makes it a little bit easier. Sometimes they really grip and you can't get them in. So make sure those are in there and seated in. Next thing, we've got the small 1050 bearings. Make sure you can match them up on the diagram there. We've got two very small 0.7mm silver spacers. And then we've got the BB13 and BB14. Now they are 0.7 of a millimetre difference, so again be careful which ones you fit where. You can, if you put them side by side, you can see the different sizes just about, but it would be easy to get those mixed up. Okay, so the next thing is the upper arms, the front upper arms. I've already screwed the BB18 the BB19 cups onto the BB18 rods. I put a bit of grease in there and it's gone in a bit easier than my XV01. Arms went together. Again, make sure you match them up with the diagram. You should have one cup facing down and the other cup on the side like that, a quarter of a turn round. Note the placement of the turnbuckle adjuster there, and again on this one just to make sure that end down, and this one points a quarter of a turn in the other direction. So those are for the left and right top arms. Okay, let's try and get these bits together now. So drill the holes. We need to get the drive shaft put together. So I'm going to take a bearing. I'm going to do the right hand side first. So we need to push that bearing into the holder. I'll use the shaft to make sure it's in. Okay, let's get rid of that for a sec. Now with that located in the same direction as the diagram, I need that very small shim, and I need the BB14, which is the shorter of the two. Okay, then I need F1 like so, and then we take BB5, which is the grey of the two ball joints, which we have to fix in with a hex drive. Okay, I've got it. It's going to fit down into that one, isn't it? So, as you can see with the light here, it's a bit tricky. So that's got to go. Ah, right. It does click into place. Now that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yes.
So this one goes up into there. Try and get the shim in place. Well, I did say this part was going to be quite tricky. It certainly is turning out to be quite tricky. So we can get that there and not lose my drive shaft again. So there we go. Just make sure this is done up. Yeah. Right. So that is the right side done by the look of it. Okay, and we'll just do the same but the opposite for the left side, and put the countersunk screw in again. Note there says to ensure smooth movement, do not over tighten. I think if you left it too loose it would actually fall out. So it's moving smoothly, there's no real play in that. So there we go, that is step 15. done. Step 16 says attaching front axles. There's a bit more to it than that. We've got the dog bones to go in, we've got the top arms to go on, so you need your top arms you've already made, you need your dog bones, you need 2 grub screws which you screw into the bottom of the C-hubs. I've already started them, I haven't screwed them very far in, but put one into the bottom of each C-hub where you've drilled the hole through. You've got the bottom shaft that goes through and holds the bottom of the C-arm on, the C-hub on. You need the shorter pair of the 4 that you get. There's a longer one. You don't want that one, you want the 22mm. Again, you can check on the diagram. You need the foams, urethane bushings that go into the output shafts, and basically let's stick it together. So let's make sure I've got them the right way around. So with your ball joint facing up and your steering arm pointing backwards, the front end of our chassis, we need to fix this in here, and that grub screw is going to go onto that flat, so obviously we need to put that
there a bit.
Oh, sorry, you got it?
Yep, got it.
That's your BB17. The flat you need obviously to put facing downwards because the grub screws at the bottom of the C-hub. So let's see if I can do up that grub screw. So that's the only thing stopping that pin from coming out, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, let's hope the grub screw doesn't fall out. Again, not going mad over tightening, but I don't want it loose. Now that's in, just give it a push. Yeah, that's not moving, so hopefully that's fixed into place. Okay, now I can see we've got an issue with the suspension being limited, Rob.
Right.
Which is, this is hitting that cross piece. So to increase my ground clearance that I would like to do, I need to take some material off that part of the lower suspension arm, because that's definitely going to restrict the downwards movement, isn't it?
Yeah.
Quite significantly.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take a bit of material off that, because as I say, I want it to be a rally car, and that is definitely not going to go down as far as I want it to. I can see that that's not going to give me the ground clearance I want, so I'm going to take some material off this arm. See you in a bit. Okay, so hopefully you'll be able to see here, I've taken with the knife the edge off this cross piece, and now that C-arm can fit down. You can see the angle we've got, while the shaft is still straight, the angle on the bottom wishbone, bottom A-arm, it's quite far down, whereas if you compare this to the other side, there's the standard one without being cut away, and the hub there hits, and if we keep that still horizontal, you can see from side to side the difference that we've got in suspension drop or travel. So if you want to take off-road or want a bit more travel, I reckon that's going to give us about 10mm more suspension throw. So there you go, that's what we need to do, guys. I'll just get on and trim the other side down as well. Okay, so there's that material shaved away. It should give us a bit more travel, we'll see. So just to finish off, we need to put the neoprene in the drive cup. It's your dog bone, put it through that hole, get it lined up into the wheel axle cup, and then make sure you've got these the right way around. So it shows in the diagram there that on this left hand side, that turnbuckle adjuster goes on the outside, so you pop it on there, and that clips onto that back ball joint. And I've already done the other side, and again it shows the adjuster is on the inside. I'm not sure why, but maybe we'll find out later. So that's the front suspension finished.
Yeah. Could that be so you turn the rods the same way
to adjust in or out?
In or out, yeah.
It may be, I'm not sure. Anyway, you see it's sticking there. That's due to that neoprene. It's a real solid. Not used to that, but it does, obviously, because it's soft material, it does give, but it's definitely causing a little bit of resistance there on both sides. But hey, it said put that in. I know on the XVO1 it said, I'm sure it said to cut them in half, and on this one I think if we quickly jump to the back, it does say to cut that in half. Anyway, we're going with the manual at the moment, so that's what it says, that's what we've done. Right, that's step 16 finished. Step 17, this is doing the rear damper stay. I've already put the ball joints on the one side. Just quickly show you putting the other one on. So we need the BB1 12mm screw, and that's going to go through. It shows the third one from the bottom. So 1, 2, there's a third notch, just fits in there. You need your blue 3mm spacer, tiny bit of thread lock, and then BA1, which is an 8mm screw. That needs to go through the outside of those two bottom holes, facing the other way, like so. Again, a little bit of thread lock, and put on that bottom ball connector. We need to get 2 of your ordinary self tappers, 10mm, fits on there. Make sure that the shock ball joints are pointing towards you, so that's the wrong way. It'll easily go on the wrong way, like I didn't just do, did I, Rob?
No.
No, I never did put it on the wrong way. This is it, this is what you do when you build a kit, you learn as you go. So I won't do both screws up because this is the end of step 17. In fact, go on then, I will do it, because we'll go straight into step 18, I think. So all we need to do to finish this step is to grease these, which I already have done, and just place them in the diff like so. So nearly there with the suspension. Going on step 18, what we're going to do now is I'm going to go away and make these arms, because you don't want to watch me screwing these and it takes quite a while, and we'll get these pieces ready and be back in a sec. So step 18, we're doing the rear axles and the rear upper arms. Again, to save you the pain of watching me screw these things in, I've already got the BB18, which is the 32mm long bar with a turnbuckle adjuster on it, screwed them in, put a bit of grease to help it go, and set it to the right length. You can just follow the orientation there, the one's opposite to the other, so they're ready to go. Also, you need to drill through that 2.5mm hole which we've drilled through, and I've just started the grub screw off, so it's already in place. That's going to hold the pin in the bottom. We've got the BB7 5mm ball on the top, so we just need to get this, put our 1050 bearing through the inside. You need to get your wheel axle, again put a grease in there, helps get these O-rings in, the O-ring in, and where's the dog bone, get a dog bone to push it into place. Make sure it's seated right at the bottom like that. Same for the next one. So that's step 18. We'll go straight on now to step 19, where I'm going to finish this part of the build, which nicely takes us up to the end of parts bag B. The next time we'll be opening parts bag C. So there's the rear of our chassis. We need the one neoprene bushing that's left. They don't give you a spare, do they, Rob?
No.
What happened there? Did you see that? It was like repelled by it. I don't know.
Ran off.
Yeah. And we need to slice this thing in half. We do have two halves.
We do.
Again, push those into the drive cup. Why the back ones are in half and the fronts aren't, I have no idea. Just make sure that's pushed all the way in, and same on the other side. I'm sure you'll believe that I've done that, Rob. They're both in.
Yep.
Okay, so we need to get the pins for the bottom, which are your BB16, 25mm long. They're rolling all over the place. These are the same, aren't they? So it doesn't matter which side these go, Rob. And this time, because the grub screw's on the outside, you need to make sure when you push the shaft in that flat is pointing outwards. So let's see if I can get it somewhere near. This one is quite a tight fit actually. And then let's just give that grub screw a nip up. Again, don't go too mad if we strip this plastic here, we're going to be in trouble, aren't we, Rob?
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing holding that pin in place. That's very tight, is that? Oh, I think I missed something out again.
A shim.
Here we go. I missed out that shim. So it says here, BB11, a 1mm spacer. Oh, I've missed that out. There we go, live on camera. We all make mistakes. Well, especially me, and it says put it in the back, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So if I can try and wheedle that into position without dropping it on the floor. A bit tricky. There we go, this time. Try and remember to do that on the other side. There we go. Nice, there's no play in that at all, Rob.
Cool.
Nice one. Okay, so shaft, again, you probably might have noticed, it does say to grease these, but if you've seen my other builds where I've done rally cars, I don't want to make a nice grinding paste in these cups, so I prefer to leave them dry. Okay, so we'll get the right top arm with the adjuster on the outside, and we'll just pop that on the top there, and then onto the rear. The shock towers, easy. Set the door, there we go. There's the one. And we'll just quickly whiz through this one. Right. Okay. You can see the difference between the front and the back without those C hubs. We've got a lot more downward travel, haven't we?
Yeah.
And these are, I can feel those bushes tightening those shafts up. But hey, so again, you see the difference front to back, but these are sitting downwards somewhat, so anyway, we'll try it. So there we go, I'm going to leave it there. We'll start with parts bag C on step 20 next time. Thanks for watching, and I hope you join us on the next one. Bye.
Bye.